Alright. Where to next? Do we have options? I think we have options. I think we have many options. We have 3 options. Southern Coast. Verdant Canyon. Circular Oasis. All with the same numbers of things, still. Well, let's just go in order. South, 1. Heavily eroded cliffs of the southern coast are surrounded by azure waters and dominated by a particularly unusual tower.
1K, I'm sending you a little software upgrade I put together that should allow you to detect which files will lead to a data stream overload. Unfortunately, I'm not doing this to help you avoid them. In fact, I'm going to need you to search for more. I'm sorry about that. But if we're going to unlock all the systems that aren't responding, you'll have to connect to the data stream. Possibly more than once. It's the only way for me to get access.
Uh-huh. That's a very large tower. Big structure.
In this area, there seems to be a problem with the machine that makes the tetromino bridges. That means you can solve the puzzles, but you can't activate the tower. Look for a lab that lets you connect to the data stream.
I already found it. I'll send you the coordinates.
Good stuff. Well, we have an extra step that needs sorting out. Yeah, this clearly is not working. Okay. Puzzles to solve, lab to access. Very lovely looking place. One. Phase entry. Teleport. Huh. And that thing's right on top of a button, because it's movable. Okie dokie. And I want to go up there. And this looks like my exit. Okay. Not seeing much I can do over here. I can take the fan. Suppose I'm not going to achieve a whole lot. I suppose I probably want to... I can't. Can I grab you and teleport with the cube? I can. And I can fling you back over there. Then I can also grab the fan. Teleport across. Fan, teleporter, cube. Solution. Hold on. There's a Sphinx over this way. Okay. That looks like the solution to a puzzle, but where is the puzzle? No indicator of where that is. Just gonna have to explore around a lot in that case. There's an anchor. It's an anchor. There's an anchor. An ancient anchor used by seagoing vessels. An early human invention designed to keep boats from drifting by making use of gravity. Anchors also carried many symbolic associations. Found on Sphinx. System that runs all the tech on the island, the Nomaya system. Pretty much all the tech on this island, from the puzzles to the megastructure, is run by a system called Nomaya. I've identified a number of obvious commonalities with the software we use in New Jerusalem, enough to be certain that Nomaya is descended from our own software, though Athena and Cornelius appear to have upgraded it quite extensively. Nomaya seems capable of interfacing directly with the user's mind at a deeper level than our own technology, though this functionality is not used consistently. Currently, guest users are locked out of all functions, so only 1K can access the system, though he's also locked out of any admin functionality. In some ways, teleportation is one of the less surprising things we found here, in that at least particle teleportation was known to be theoretically possible. Of course, that's still miles away from these teleporters, which operate on principles that simply contradict what we know of physics. The transfer of matter from one location to another is instantaneous, without an observable wormhole or similar effect. There is, however, a release of exotic particles in the instant of teleportation, which decay within fractions of a second. Indeed, teleporters, why not? Whoop. Don't fall off the bridge. The escape! Okay. Set up that then. Think I could reach that laser as well? Probably. Maybe not. In that case, let's put you there instead. Gives me the access to this teleporter. But I need blue, and I need it over there. Bring some puzzle elements outside of their little confined section by doing that. How do I get into that area? Can't put you through. There's a wall. Plop. And new content. Down. I saw a ledge. There's a green laser down there. Huh. Okay. Then Where am I sending you? Up there. Not sure why I've done that. Must be some reason. Is this a random bit of path going? A terminal. Can I see any further star-related things from up here? No. I'm gonna go with no.
One day, undoubtedly, an expedition will pass by this island. It will seek to document facts and statistics, to enumerate reasons for us not to look more closely. That is what we do now. We seek facts rather than truth. Because truth might frighten and unsettle the comfortable people who like to sit in their conference rooms and debate which corners we should cut today. These people like to imagine the chaos that could come one day, like a comforting fairy tale of distant darkness. But they do not see the chaos that is at our walls right now. The chaos that also lives within us. A force that is both necessary and appalling.
Over there. There's where the green needs to go. And it's coming from somewhere else over there. I'm gonna need to bounce this green laser around. Maybe once more, maybe a couple of times more. What do you make of all this?
Hey 1K, what's up?
What's your analysis of these southern regions?
The southern part of the island is a natural desert, basically just due to the chemical composition of the soil. I haven't been able to work out why it's so warm, though. It could be a warm ocean current or something to do with the megastructure's thermal output. New Jerusalem doesn't have the kind of equipment I'd need to figure that out.
You think Byron is okay?
I hope so. I understand why he was impatient, but he should have been more careful.
I agree. Do you know Cornelius?
Yeah, everyone knew Cornelius. After Eustathius retired, he was the only one left who was there since the beginning. Except I guess none of us really knew him after all. We all thought he was lost in the past, always studying the archive and the simulation. But he actually had all these secrets. And a daughter.
Are you disappointed in him?
No, just surprised. Maybe a little sad that he felt he couldn't trust anyone with the truth.
What did you do in New Jerusalem when we went back?
Mostly just made sure Pellegrino didn't mess up the VTOL. We only have a handful of them, and while they look cool on the outside, the truth is they're held together by gaffer tape and good intentions. There's a reason Melville's always complaining.
They do seem pretty advanced.
Thanks, I'm trying my best.
That's all. Expedition Megathread. Please post your thoughts on the expedition in this thread, and keep it civil. I think the powers that Athena has unlocked are world-changing, and it's our responsibility to use them to lessen suffering from all living things. We know, we heard your broadcast. I think we're being tested, and Byron failed the test. What happened to Byron was an accident. Is there a difference, ultimately? Yes, there is. No one's actually seen Athena or Cornelius or Miranda at the megastructure. They could all still be aliens. I feel like we at least need to think about the potential of these new technologies. Maybe the founder is trying to teach us how to use them. Why is everything malfunctioning on the island now? Is it because of Byron? He was still logged into the system. His presence may be destabilizing it somehow. Or it's Pandora. She seems to want to stop the team. Honestly, I wonder if Pandora is just somehow malfunctioning, like she's supposed to protect the megastructure but can't tell friend from foe. The choice of Pandora as a symbol cannot be accidental, and the message is obvious. This megastructure is Pandora's box, and we should not open it. Birds. And puzzle number 3. Through the wall. Yep, that's a wall. Yep. More walls. Can't take here. I think we're going to need to go back a little. Maybe with both? Yeah, I guess I need to go back with both. Because I want you on this side. Teleport, bring you... how do I want to do this? Put you through, take you, teleport. That brings you through. And back. And through.
The particle clouds continue to be exactly the same.
Good for them. Hello, Melville.
What is it?
What's going on with the megastructure systems?
Now, I suspect Byron is still logged in, and his presence has thrown everything out of whack. Entire subsystems are locked down, and everything that depends on those subsystems is disrupted.
Have you heard anything from him at all?
There was a short burst of noise on the frequency we used to communicate, but that could have been anything.
What can you tell me about Cornelius?
He taught me a lot when I was young. Nowadays, people just know him as the museum curator, but back then, he was closely involved with every engineering project, and he was brilliant. When he encountered a problem, he'd always remain calm and keep working at it until he found a solution. I wish I could be that patient.
Why didn't Athena and Cornelius both just vanish together?
If I had to guess, I'd say so that Cornelius could still go back for anything they needed. He was always leaving on expeditions anyway, looking for materials for his projects.
That's all for now.
In the early days, humankind lived in a world of unexplained wonders and terrors. The powers of the elements were understood in terms of gods and spirits. After all, how else could one explain thunderstorms and earthquakes? But as the realm of scientific knowledge expanded, the realm of the mystical began to shrink. The sacred grove, as Hegel wrote, was reduced to mere timber. But as superstition retreated, another thing was lost: meaning. In a purely mechanical universe, people yearned for the comfort provided by gods and spirits. But there was no way back.
But what about the beauty of the universe? The perfection of everything around us, couldn't they see that?
Not sure I can see that, Miranda. But I do think there was another way, a way forward instead of back. Faith not in an invisible world, but in ourselves, in each other, in the inherent value of consciousness and civilization. They never really found it, but I think that in those last months when their whole species was dying, they caught a glimpse of it. And that's how your mother was born.
This. Can I not just... I can just... I have just...
You know, a couple of years back, we went on a scavenging expedition to an ancient industrial complex south of New Jerusalem. It was enormous, sprawling, an area many times bigger than our whole city, just dedicated to manufacturing. It was incredible to think about the sheer variety of things they produced. And it made me realize how austere, how restricted our lives are. You know how most ancient structures are overgrown? It's kind of pretty, but in a sad way. Well, this one wasn't. There had been some kind of chemical spill. I don't know if it happened while the structure was still operational or if something had just rotted through, but it killed everything. Even centuries later, nothing could grow. If a chemical spill can do that much damage, imagine what the megastructure could do. Is it ethical for us to risk that?
We begin with the self, because that is what determines our existence as individuals. But the self cannot exist without that which surrounds it. The citizen lives within the city, and the city lives within the cosmos. So now we must apply the principle we have discovered to the wider world and ask, if man is like a machine, could it be that the universe is similar in nature? And if so, what follows from that fact?
Minimalism, huh? It's another weird mechanism. What am I doing? I think I may have a bit of an idea. Or not. Okay, what if... think that's going to achieve a whole lot for me. What am I doing here? I need to get the jammer up here somehow. But how? The fan. Really don't think that's going to achieve too much. Can't get through there. How to get jammer out of room? Thought. Thought occurs. I can use this fan. Like this. Drop down that, and allows me to take the jammer through. And I even have two things for these plates. That opens that. How do I even get out from here? Am I not just kind of trapped down in this room now? That is going to do me nothing. I can't reach the teleporter from here. Reset button, go. Start with the same set of steps. That doesn't even fit through there. reach you. Eh. Also opens that. If I just drop down there, I'm going to be stuck in much the same way, I think. What is even my next step? Leave that here. Jam that. With that I can bring the fan up there as well. Cool. Now I have a way to teleport out. With the thing. Down, do that. That will take that laser now. Down again. And now we're there. Return to a puzzle for a second attempt. Yeah, because I got stuck. That's why. 1K, we need a quick chat. I was glad to hear your intentions for the Somnodrome. It's clear Doge was right to bring us together. If you do find a working device, you must not let it fall into a single set of hands. If I can't be there to help you, you must share it with the world. We got up this way. Terminal. City by the Sea. When I realised it was all over, it was all really over for good. I decided to take one last trip to my favourite places before the symptoms got too much. I could never forgive what they did to Chel Kidaki. This incredible, wild, rugged place between mountain and sea, with pine trees all the way down to the water. The colours, the vistas, the sheer overwhelming beauty of it all, and they just built all over it. Hideous hotels sprawling like tumours, obscene beach bars blaring their awful music across the sea. Even in Cavarotypes. It was impossible not to hate humanity a little for it. The idea of it all returning to nature, of the hotels gradually sinking back into the reed fields, was moving and beautiful. But then I went back to Thessaloniki, and for all the ugliness inflicted upon that city, the idea that people would no longer meet up beneath the Camara, or go for long ambling walks on the promenade, or for crepes on Plateria Navenue, I'm butchering all of these names, was unbelievably sad. The idea of the Rotonda just standing there, empty after being a sacred place for so many centuries. It made me remember that it's not just beaches and forests that are beautiful, that cities can be more than just streets and noise. Histories can have cities. Cities can have histories and personalities, and that means something. Who am I writing this for? Do I believe there will be survivors after all? Do I think that crazy robot project I heard about will actually work out? Do I hope that aliens will come to our planet one day and wonder who we were? The truth is that I don't know, but there is something in the love we feel for the beautiful things that we build, as much as in our revulsion towards unnecessary destruction, that matters. Why didn't our ancestors understand that you can build in ways that make an area more beautiful instead of ruining it? Even if all they cared about was personal benefit, wouldn't that benefit them more? In the long run, yes, but people rarely think about the long-term consequences, especially if there's an incentive to act immediately. And yet most of them were unhappy with the results. Couldn't they see it was within their control to act differently? From L.D. Armans, can you point me in the direction of a better timeline? Humans are problem solvers is a quote frequently associated with my friend Alexandria Drennan. It's become a meme on the internet, used both ironically and not, though Alexandra of course is entirely earnest in her dedication to humanity. She's also capable of being devastatingly sarcastic, but that's a story for another book. It's a great thought and vital to understanding our species, but it's not entirely as simple as that. Take, for example, the recent extinction of the orangutan, and the ensuing conversation about the dangers of unknown pathogens released by human activity. Most of us agree that such a problem exists, and, significantly, most of us believe that something ought to be done about it. So we've identified the problem and we've collectively agreed to act. So why is nothing happening? That's a serious question. A great deal of effort is expended on raising awareness, but I would like to suggest that sometimes our problem-solving impulses can get stuck on the wrong goals. Awareness is not the issue. We've already convinced people that something needs to change. So if nothing changes, we have to wonder, why is the will of the people not being translated into action? Maybe the problem was that they didn't have enough hope. They could see the problems, but they couldn't imagine that one day those problems could be solved. It's easy for people to get so lost in the problems of the present, they think nothing will ever change. They lost hope because the historical circumstances they found themselves in encouraged despair. That in turn believed the conditions could not change. How did you go against history itself? From Hypatia's Journals, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem. Day 372. Emo died today. One moment he was there, welding a joint on the upper levels of the tower, and the next he was gone. One careless step, that's all it took. Athena brought him to the dam, but even Cornelius couldn't help. Emo is gone. Now there's only 12 of us. I think about Emo every day. So do I. You did nothing wrong. You weren't even there. I was.
This is a design for an improved charging station. Fascinating, but not relevant.
That's a weird place for a connector, but okay. Randomly on the underside of the station. Puzzle number 5. With a glass floor. Dyad. Teleporter there. I could teleport myself in and get stuck, I think, pretty easily. Unless, of course, there's a ladder or something. I don't see one. Not really much to work with, though. A jammer and a teleporter. Second teleporter. out. Jam and through. Fun with teleporters and jammers. No connectors here, though. Onward. Puzzle number 6. Franz locator. And cube. Okay. Chuck you there. Through. Cube there. Okay, I am out with both cube and teleporter. And I imagine I want to do that. Easy puzzle. Witnessing all this incredible technology discovered by the expedition has given me an idea for something we could do if we had the resources and the energy. You ready for this? Taste buds. Seriously, how have we gone for so long without something our ancestors considered so essential? Don't you want to know what pizza tastes like? What it's like to eat chocolate? To have an apple? What the deal is with fizzy drinks? I mean, come on. Sounds fun. The sheer range of new experiences, it's almost overwhelming just to imagine it. Please, please let this happen. Why change ourselves when we are what we were meant to be? You know we're all upgraded, right? This isn't our original design in the first place. And what's next? We start killing animals again just for the pleasure of tasting them? We cover the earth in fields like our ancestors did? Subjugate the natural world for our own greed? I want to know what frogs taste like. No, I don't. This is another difficult topic of conversation. I suppose. To be an apple? And what's so great about an apple just being an apple? That's not for us to judge. Had to stop and take a picture. I never cease to be amazed by the beauty of this planet. That's a very good picture. You've got a nice leading line there. Yeah. Well composed. Where am I going? This way. Aerial warp. I'm lacking in fan. And there. And then who knows what's going on in there. So close, and yet so far. I need a cube. It's over there. Here's a fan. Another fan. And there's a place to slide the cube through. Cube there. Take the teleporter up. And onto there. Let's bring everything else up. Lets me slide that cube out. And the teleporter too, why not? Don't need it in here anymore. I shouldn't have dropped down there. I've just gotten myself stuck. Grr. Reset. I kind of missed the actual physical reset button on the back of the hand, but that doesn't really make sense in this scenario. Cube down. Teleporter up. Thing, grab. Up. Cube. MacGuffins through. The fan up there. I need that fan. There. Fan, teleporter, and cube. I can probably get that cube too, if I really try. Second cube. Disassemble that structure. There, that there. Up with cube. Got up there just fine in the first place. Because the teleporter was up there. Now it isn't. I get back up there then? Like that. But now what? Take the teleporter there. Teleporter back where it came from. Sure was a lot of effort just to get a cube up here. Good puzzle. Seven. Remote interchange. Classic boxes stepping over wall. Need one of these. A cube for a teleporter. Probably a good bet. Just a question of how I get that jammer out of there. I need the teleporter and I need it kind of over here-ish. So, step one. Open that from that side. Drop that there. Put that there. There we are. Jammer extracted. Up and over once more. With the jammer. Get solved!
I'm glad to see all those overloads haven't damaged your logic circuits.
So am I. Do have connectors in here? But I don't think I have a good angle on anything. From Arkady Chinovsky's In Our Likeness, Essays on Humankind Reaching Adulthood. The question of our relationship with nature has bedeviled us since the earliest days of our species. Since before the first city was built, we felt that there was something different about us. Animals, we intuited, were part of nature. We were not. But, of course, humans clearly are the products of nature, our history intertwined with that of every other species. In fact, the very notion of unnatural is a contradiction in terms. Everything that exists must by definition be natural. So this view, no matter how common, is deeply paradoxical. This paradox has produced a great deal of confusion. Some proclaim us chosen by a divine power, set above all other creatures, and are justly accused of arrogance. Others proclaim as sinners worse than other creatures and are rightly accused of misanthropy. Others yet try to oppose this binary by saying that we are merely animals after all, but that too is manifestly wrong in that no other animal is capable of having this conversation. It is in the contentious issue of our impact on the ecosphere that an answer may be found. Other animals have accidentally terraformed the planet before, driving other species to extinction. This is not unnatural. If we continued our current path, even to the point of changing the climate enough to cause the collapse of civilization, that would be entirely in keeping with how animals behave. But there is one profound way in which we were not like animals. We can learn to understand ourselves and the world. It is this knowledge that makes us fundamentally different. We have choices. We have control. There are many today who are afraid of the consequences of control and would prefer a return to a state of animal ignorance, whether by blinding ourselves to the impact of our actions or by demanding we humble ourselves before nature. This is the response of an adult in crisis, who wishes for a return to childhood, but that can only ever be regressive in every sense of the word. To resolve the paradox of nature, we must act as adults, accept our power, and act consciously and deliberately in shaping the world. We must become nature, and nature must become human. This is the heart of the matter, lifting up the world rather than lowering ourselves. But why do so many people so badly want to lower themselves? Do they want to, or is it simply a convenient pose to strike? To Miranda from Athena, or the other way round. We upgraded the lab with my new designs. Synthesizing some of the pieces took longer than expected. We still have some bugs to iron out when it comes to complex structures, but it worked. Now the labs are safer and prettier, though Father says they look too much like spaceships. I don't see it. Do you? They do look a bit like spaceships.
Today, we were delighted to be visited by a bunch of protesters, these voluntary extinction weirdos who think we're creating soulless monstrosities that will destroy the planet. They broke into the facility and started yelling at everyone. Fun, 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 right? Then one of them lunged at Alex. Big mistake. Chernyshevsky grabbed the guy and literally threw him across the room. I mean, almost threw him all the way off the dam. After that, the rest of them had a change of heart. Now, I'm telling you this because mostly it is not like that. But these people do exist. And somewhere in their shriveled little souls, they think that they're doing the right thing. They think they're being righteous. Now, to me, what Alex is trying to do is an obvious good. But that's not the same for everyone.
How do I get up there? Like this, probably. Yep.
Father, I updated the Noema algorithm. It's working twice as fast now, and I think I can increase matter output by 25% if I tweak the modulator a little. I'm so excited!
Nice to meet you, so excited. I'm Cornelius.
What? Oh, Dad! This is science!
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for the right moment.
Aha! This appears to be our thingamy. Right. Here's the corner with the missing one. And there's the gap. So, I am looking at it from this angle. How do we do that? Also, what's going on over here? An unpassable piece of water, that's what. Yes, yes, water comes in pieces now. Do, 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 do. How would I get back over there properly then? Okay, good. You're still solved. That ain't gonna work. That might be the golden door puzzle, actually. It's about in that direction, isn't it? Fine. Leave it alone. It'll be gotten to later. Switcheroo! Trick to get that out. Okay, and that gets me up here where I need reds. Grab you through. You go there, up, grab, jump. Leave that there. Let's see, does this work? Unstandable box. Not really. Does this work? Yes. But I would need something extra to hold down the button, which I haven't got. That doesn't work. That definitely doesn't work. I've totally not got any other angles, have I? If I go from there, yeah, it's still far too low. like that has to be up here. How would I ever? No. Here we go. Our final little step took much longer than it should have. There's the lab. Right there, as it turns out. Somehow you got disconnected from being green at some point. Open. Green. Now what? Nip down and grab this star first. Star get.
When the heavens are silent, what is a prophet and what is a tyrant?
For angles. from up here. But I'm not sure I can take it anywhere. Still, it's another potential angle to work with. Spread the green. There are many, many less scenic environments to walk around. It's a nice place. Lasers in here? I don't think there are. Just teleporters and a jammer right here. That's not going to give me anything useful. Oops. All not off of the bridge. She's Rose round up there. She's not terribly helpful. There's a connector in here. And I can maybe hit where it wants me to hit. I can hit one of the places. And up there. It's even in the way. That giant bit of rock. There it goes. It's got to bounce the laser all around everywhere. Can't go across that. Gotta take the long way back around. Target!
If humankind had no more cause for war, it would make war for sport instead. Taking what may or may not be a shortcut. Lasers, lasers everywhere. Alright, lab. What do you got for me?
guitar.
Look at this place. It's beautiful, isn't it? Mesmerizing. That's how it lures you in, I think. You see all these beautiful things and your imagination starts working overtime. And the puzzles, the towers, the mysterious apparitions, it all draws you further in, deeper into the trap. What if that's the whole point of this place? What if every time you have one of those visions, another little bit of you is corrupted, overwritten with the hubris of this place? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to suggest you were, whatever it is I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just disappointed in myself. Byron needs me. You all need me to do my job, and I can't even use a terminal. If this is all really the work of the Founder, I don't know, maybe she lost her way. Or maybe we're just not ready. But once we find Byron, I suggest we get the hell out of here and never come back.
Very similar setup to the previous, I think it was the previous non-utterly destroyed lab. Yeah, found it. Everything has gotten so much worse since you left. We keep pursuing the goal, but our lives are getting less happy. When the weather is dry and the dam runs low, there's nothing to do in the whole city. Things don't get fixed anymore. We even had to dismantle the cinema. I know it was frivolous and pointless when we can just watch video files, but it was fun to go watch movies together, like people used to do. I believe in your wisdom, Founder. I believe we have to avoid hurting the planet like our ancestors did. But I don't know if the mayor is doing what you would have wanted. Isn't there another way of reaching the goal? Please, I know you left for a reason, but I don't think we can go on this way. Faithfully, error. Fragment from Stratton's On the Universe. You made quite the catalogue of horrors, Stratton. Children dying in their mother's arms, cities perishing by the plague, and even animals living without peace or happiness. Why must we listen to this? You know I've just eaten a heavy dinner. Because these things, which are ugly, must be confronted for us in order to reach the truth. You spoke of justice earlier. Ambientus. But are these things just? They are not. Then you must admit the universe itself is not just. If the gods exist, then they do not bend the world to their will. Rather, the universe proceeds as a machine, following its rules. Justice and virtue are human inventions. Are you saying justice and virtue are therefore illusionary and should be abandoned? The opposite, my friend. It is mankind alone that can impose these values upon this machine. It remains unclear whether Stratton believed in the gods or used them solely as metaphors. His work on the deities is no longer extant. Tantalizingly, Diogenes Laertius mentions that it caused a fistfight in the Lyceum. I thought what made us human was that we searched for meaning, but perhaps a better way of thinking about it is that we create meaning. Trials there's a pattern underneath. New primary site. Lake water for cooling.
Our ancestors kept telling themselves that the brevity of their lives didn't matter. But they had so little time to ever really think about anything. I've spent several human lifetimes studying this mystery, and only now am I beginning to see. The simulation was built on top of material reality, unable to escape its constraints. In the same way, physics as we understand it, even quantum physics, is built on top of a deeper reality. A set of rules that define existence itself. There is a universal language of creation, and I think we can learn it.
The language of creation. What were they doing here? And how far did they get?
I can't answer that, but I think I've fixed the Tetromino bridge, machine, ring thing. I say I think because it's not in the schematics. And what I'm doing is hack work at best. Try it and see if it works.
Beloved Founder, years have passed and there is still nothing but silence. Have we sinned? Have you abandoned us for our arrogance, our greed? Some of the others continue to build. I told them not to, but they don't listen to me. Byron is the worst of them. He disrespects you constantly, spreading lies, and please know there are those who remain faithful, who respect the limits you set and seek wisdom and humility as you taught. We may win the next election. Perhaps then you will return? Founder, though I was born in the early days of New Jerusalem, I never knew you well. This is not your fault. I became so focused on improving the dam that I didn't develop much in the way of social relationships, except perhaps with Melville. That doesn't mean I was unhappy. I was, in fact, extremely content. I like to solve complex problems in peace and quiet. That's who I am. But now the pleasure I used to get out of my work has faded. I may not need a lot of company, but I want my work to be meaningful, to contribute. It does not feel like that anymore, and when I suggest new projects, the mayor acts like I've committed a crime, like I should be ashamed. I do not like this. I do not care about social issues or debates. I do not want to get involved. I just want to be able to keep working on making things better. Please fix this situation. From the introduction to Portraits of the Métiers by S.T. Sanyal. The list of people condemned for advocating new ideas is long and depressing. Ignis Samuelis utterly destroyed for suggesting doctors wash their hands. Ludwig Boltzmann ridiculed for suggesting the existence of atoms. Robert H. Goddard mocked for arguing a rocket could reach the moon. Al Razi attacked for questioning the existence of humours. Barbara McClintock's discovery of transposition ignored for years. The list goes on, and we haven't even touched what happens to those who suggest political rather than scientific improvements. Even when they succeed, they often still pay with their lives. These days, the idea of progress is frequently derided as yet another narrative, identified with the establishment by critics who curiously portray themselves as rebels. But the truth is that every step towards that humanity has ever taken has cost, maybe, enormous personal cost. That means it's even more important to stand up for the truth, because so many others have already sacrificed themselves for it. It does, but what is the right way of doing it? Many died for the truth without accomplishing anything. Maybe we just have to do what's right and trust the universe. Observation room.
I've decoded another file from the data stream. Listen to this.
Mother and Father think of our discoveries as a language, a code. But I think they're wrong. They're so caught up in the technical details of running the experiments and upgrading the machine that they're not paying attention to the patterns we're finding, to the symmetries, the harmonies, the melodies. The fundamental language of reality is a kind of music, and it's beautiful. Beauty is an inherent property of the cosmos.
I love the way she looks at things.
Well, the bridges do appear to work. Like this. Hello again.
Welcome back, creature of clay. The forge burns bright, but the sky is troubled with clouds. A mortal has ascended Olympus without the permission of Zeus.
That's basically the same question.
The workings of Olympus are disrupted by the trespasser. Pandora, fearing the wrath of the gods, has broken the paths to ascension. Only Prometheus can help you, for he has always favored humankind over the gods, and would see Olympus pass into your hands. But he is bound in the heart of the mountain. Break his chains, and he will show you the way.
It presents to you a laser beam.
I think it's safe to assume that Olympus is the entity's term for the megastructure. It looks like our best chance of rescuing Byron is finding Prometheus and freeing him.
How do you free a weird, glowing ghost thing?
I suspect these entities exist within the megastructure systems, and what we're seeing is just how they manifest to communicate with us.
I don't really care what they are. For now, let's play along.
Beam.